Hey guys, welcome to another episode of the Scoop Zone. It's also a murder mystery. Two of our members are missing. I wonder which one of us killed them. No,
I blame the white
Arwen
guy.
has internet issues today. Imagine that. And Keith Moncrief is stuck babysitting. So it's just Sil Abdul and 24/7 Fusion Media with me, your humble main host, Gary. And we are here to talk about Geekosity magazine by Mikey Sutton, featuring mini stories, news, and rumors. And today we've got actually a few of them that we really liked. And one of them is this little nugget of fun. Pull this shit up. There we go. And with this, we have Warner Brothers wants Henry Cavill's Superman to face The Rock's Black Adam. How long have we known this, Sil?
Going on
For
2 years
a
now.
while. We have known this for a while, thanks to our friendship with Mikey Sutton. And finally, we're getting confirmation of this stuff. This, of course, is written by none other than Mikey Sutton himself, editor-in-chief and owner of Geekosity magazine. Warner Brothers Discovery wants to team up between The Rock's Black Adam and Henry Cavill's Superman. According to sources, CEO David Zaslav sees Black Adam 2 as a potential billion-dollar blockbuster. I agree. Mm-hmm. That is, if Henry Cavill's Superman is in it. On March 29, 2021, I, your humble correspondent, scooped that. I do that. Scooped that The Rock envisions Black Adam fighting Zack Snyder's Justice League. To The Rock, the team symbolizes the DC universe after all. Black Adam battling Henry Cavill, Ben Affleck's Batman, and Gal Gadot's Wonder Woman is on epic scale. And I fucking concur with that completely. The Rock has teased Superman for years. And oddly, we all know that his agent, also his ex-wife, is also Henry Cavill's agent. Mm-hmm. So, yeah, when we saw that, we all knew what was going to happen.
The connection's there.
Yep, yeah. The dots are there to connect. For Black Adam, it's the ultimate boxing match. Furthermore, The Rock and Henry Cavill are friends. In fact, they share the same agent, Danny Garcia, The Rock's ex-wife. I wonder why that got mentioned. I don't know. I think it's fucking important. That's why. Insiders reveal that The Rock plans to have Henry Cavill in Black Adam 2. He'd rather save the Justice League for the third. Zaslav shares his enthusiasm. Is Ben Affleck the Batman for Black Adam 3? That is a huge question mark. Jason Momoa's Aquaman and Godot are more likely for the trilogy's finale regardless. The Rock focuses on Henry Cavill. Zaslav views The Rock versus Henry Cavill as bigger than Captain America Civil War. Mm-hmm. Absolutely agree. I think it'll be way bigger.
Yeah.
That 2016 smash toss Captain America against Iron Man. Audiences paid $1.153 billion to see Chris Evans duke it out with Robert Downey Jr. But The Rock and Henry Cavill, that could be another level. Absolutely. I mean, Cavill is absolutely one of the biggest fan favorites out there. Go.
Oh yeah. Now, Civil War, to be fair, Spider-Man and the first appearance of Chadwick Boseman, Black Panther helped.
It really did. It really did. Because we all knew
fair.
Spider-Man was going to be there, and that was going to be telling us whether he would work as Spider-Man or not. Mm-hmm. And he actually fucking nailed it. He nailed it. Yeah. On November 12, 2021, a source claimed that Henry Cavill signed on for Black Adam 2. Nonetheless, not confirmation. Well, that headline is misleading, Mikey. No. Undoubtedly, the interest is there from both parties, three, actually, if you count Zaslav. And we do count Zaslav because, and we're going to call him Count Zaslav from this point forward. That's how much you count. Count Zaslav. All
right, Mr. Zaz.
I like the Zaz. I like that one. Mr. Zaz. He's the best fucking villain ever to Warner Brothers. When he moved on to the lot, we knew shit was going to be going down. Mm-hmm. And it's about money. It's
you all said when he did what?
Money. When he moved on to the lot, he's on the studio lot.
Yeah.
His office. So when we heard through Mikey that he was raging through the offices, and I know what he was raging for. He was looking for Toby Emmerich, because Toby fucked up with all the shit going down with Ezra Miller. And he was already pissed about Ezra Miller and Amber Heard. Those people should have been fired. Ann Sarnoff got her fucking walking papers. And again, I want to bring up on this show that we know that every single person who has left Warner Brothers overseas in the United States did not leave. They were fired unceremoniously, given their walking papers, get the fuck out. Don't let the media trick you. It's a lie.
They're stepping down, Gary.
Yeah,
they're stepping away.
Save face so they don't look bad. No, they got fired because they didn't do their fucking jobs. And even though I don't completely agree with Zaslav when it deals with Clint Eastwood, that situation, because you want your Oscar ones, even if you lose money on them, you want your Oscar guys, the guys that typically get Oscars for their films or performances for the studio. But Henry Cavill's Superman facing The Rock's Black Adam defines Zaslav's shock and awe. Granted, Batman versus Superman: Dawn of Justice didn't meet expectations. The old Warner Brothers regime imagined a $1 billion worldwide gross. Alas, it fell short with an 8. I think they would have broke $1 billion if they had left the film alone.
They did the ultimate cut. Yeah.
On the other hand, they chopped Snyder's vision. The Ultimate Edition was far better. For the record, the Batman did $100 million less. Boom, baby. Henry Cavill is more popular than ever due to The Witcher. These are different times. It's also a different company. Zaslav prioritizes Superman. I love that. In addition, Zaz, or Count Zaslav, is aware a new Superman won't have Henry Cavill's impact, and it won't, especially against The Rock. In other words, that would what audiences would rather see, The Rock versus Henry Cavill, or The Rock versus who are you again? Obviously, Henry Cavill would easily win, and the anti-Snyder mob would again falsely blame the victory on robots. The Snyderverse doesn't need machines, just smart executives to make decisions. But The Rock versus Henry Cavill is a no-brainer. And Count Zaslav, or the Zaz, is already counting the cash.
That's
very excited about this shit right here, man. This is good news. Thanks, Mikey.
That's a good one. I mean, setting up that sequel, that's what it's really pointing towards. Like, you're going to introduce the Black Adam, who's going to do the New 52 run. If people are familiar with that Black Adam is more of an anti-hero, kind of leader of JSA. And then he wants that third film to be JL versus his JSA. That's that third film that they're setting up. So I'm excited.
Yeah, very excited. What do you think, 24?
I was just trying to figure out, like, you said the new.
Oh, 50. Yeah. Sil said the new 52.
Yeah.
Which I'm not a fan of.
Elements of that. Yeah. The Black Adam's going to be the new 52 version or elements of it, 24.
No, I mean, yeah. I mean, I'm a huge Black Adam fan, actually. I have probably the majority of everything that's probably ever been put out on Black Adam. Probably give or take a couple comics. So, yeah. Yeah, I know about the new 52, of course, and I know that's John, Jeff Johns, Dan DiDio, and all that. Yeah, I heard. Yeah. To be honest, man, this version of Black Adam is horrible. Horrible, man. Look, this dude has a cape now. Look, man, the old version of Black Adam, man, without the cape, man, is what they should have went for. Black Adam, even though The Rock's bald-headed, that's to his choosing because he keeps, he wants to, shave his head or whatever. He should have had the little bit of hair on his head, man, to at least have a little something up there with the little You know, with the Eddie Munster. You know what I'm saying? At the front.
Little,
yeah, man. He should have, dude. I mean, dog, that's little shit. All of it, yes, it's Hollywood cosmetics, but it's little shit that could have made him more believable than, hey, I'm the Rock since I'm bald headed, but since I'm the star of this, I got to make my character bald headed.
Yeah,
that's the shit I don't agree with, man. And then again, the cape, man. It's like, come on, man. And it's so basically him and Shazam and the real Shazam, the wizard, they all got hoodies. The fuck is this, a gang? Like, what the fuck are we doing here? Like, what is this, man?
24. Did he have a hoodie in the comics at all? Did he ever have a hoodie? Black Adam?
No, I mean they all had hoodies in the New 52, man. But before
New 52, okay.
Which I'm with 24 on the New 52. I didn't like it at all, but I don't care. I'm going to enjoy these films.
I mean, the whole thing to it. Some good things came from it. You know, we got the Quarter Owls. There was a bunch of shit that came from it that was good. Yes, the whole JSA was wiped out throughout the whole New 52.
Yeah, I didn't like that either.
Did not exist.
And of course, Black Adam was part of the JSA. So
but that was before. That was in the 90s. Yeah. Okay. So basically, when the New 52 dropped around 2010, 2011, there was no JSA. So that's when Black Adam comes with the cape. They reinvent him. They come with a new origin for him and Captain Marvel, Shazam. That's how we're getting this goofy ass Shazam that doesn't even use the powers that are given to him from the gods, which his name comes from. If you look at the acronyms for it, he's basically a kid with powers, and that's not how Shazam functions. He's a kid with powers, but he's guided by the gods in order to make
I did find
sound decisions and all that, and the fact that all that's
in the Shazam film. But they don't explain the name. They showed the wall of gods that the name comes from.
Yeah, but the thing is, they have no purpose in the movie because they didn't
explain it. Yeah, I agree. I agree with you. That always bothered me that they didn't mention that.
So it's like he's running around. It's like Big, man. It's like Tom Hanks Big, but with powers. All right. And then he's drinking and shit. He's getting beer. This motherfucker, like, damn, dog, Billy Batson nigga, where's the weed at? You know what I'm saying? Like, fuck. If you're gonna do it like that, why he ain't puffing? But that's my point, man. It's out of his characteristics of how he is, and he talks shit and he's ready to fight motherfuckers. Billy Batson is cool than a mother. I don't know, man. I don't know, man. It's a lot of conflicting shit, man. When for a character to be one way, coming from the 1930s and shit. And then all of a sudden, in the last like 10, 12 years, they change it. And that's the version that the world accepts now because of movies and shit like that.
Yep.
Oh, man. And he's soft. How many times did he get his ass whooped in his own movie? Like, I don't know. And then it takes for the whole family for him to whoop ass. Well,
Shazam, okay.
All that.
Yeah.
Well, and it really, because I get that they were doing a family comedy with it,
the other characters don't even have names. It's like, okay, it's no Captain Marvel Jr., it's no this, it's no that. It's Billy, and that's Bobby, and that's Sharon, and that's Sam over there, the fucking. And then when you buy the superhero, it says Sam on the box. It's like, okay, I don't give a fuck about Sam.
Well, I always thought that growing up with Shazam,
still you had to see that shit all in the fucking stores, man.
He's the original Captain Marvel, and his name wasn't Shazam. It's what he said to become Captain Marvel. And Captain Marvel was the same, whether it was Billy Batson or anybody else. It was the same person. He became this person. But instead, in the film, that it's kind of troubling. And I'm imagining that came from the New 52, that it was just a grown-up version of Billy Batson. And it's like, I didn't like that. I felt that Captain Marvel was fully formed. He was fully formed as a hero. He already knew his powers. But again, that's the New 52. They changed that, and it's something I wish they hadn't done. But again, like 24, though, I swear to you, I don't go on to the levels of rage that 24 has, but it really does annoy me. This very much like 24. Now they changed it, and I've always called. Keith will tell you when we first became friends. one of the first things out of my mouth was brought up, and I said, "Oh, the New 52 is garbage," is what I said.
Most of it is. I mean, like you said, there's good parts of New 52, but for Black Adam specifically, I think that's going to be polarizing for comic fans.
I do think so, especially fans of who Black Adam was in the 90s and before. So, but let's move on, guys. Let's rage about something else.
That's right.
So here we go. John Krasinski left Jack Ryan for the Fantastic Four. This article is by Edwin Francisco and Mikey Sutton, editor-in-chief and owner of Geekosity magazine. Geekosity.
Yo.
So, and I'm glad, because I got to be honest. First season I enjoyed of Jack Ryan. I enjoyed it. He really owned the character. I thought it was good, because the big thing with Krasinski is he brings that easy likability to his characters, because he's likable and he's just playing a version of himself. It's not like he's a fantastic, amazing actor. He just brings who he is to the role. But by season 2, they fucked up. Season 2 was not very good. And so him walking away, I'm not surprised. We're going to get our season 3 and of Jack Ryan, which I don't expect to be very good, because the politics of season 2, it was supposedly based in a real world, and they got everything wrong. They got everything wrong about a country and its political system. It's like, if you're going to bring up a real country, then bring up the real political system of that country. So let's see. John Krasinski left Tom Clancy's Jack Ryan for the Fantastic Four. Insiders reveal that Amazon Prime wanted to extend Krasinski for a 5th season. Apparently, Krasinski refused. Good man. Certainly, the parting was amicable. There's no bad blood between Krasinski and Amazon Prime. Let's not go there. Still, Amazon Prime wanted Krasinski to continue. However, Marvel Studios called. Instead, he's stretching his talents to the MCU. The reason why is he's a big fucking fan of Marvel. Now, again, we're going into spoiler territory. So I'm going to run the banner here. Oh, look here. Potential spoilers. This will be quick, and we'll get through it, and then you can come back. Give us about a minute. John Krasinski will reprise his role as Reed Richards in the Fantastic Four. Disney released Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness weeks ago. Is a spoiler warning necessary? John Krasinski played a multiverse variant of Richards, who was a complete idiot in the movie. But the Scarlet Witch, Elizabeth Olsen, killed him immediately. She shredded him into noodles, because once again, he's a fucking idiot in the movie.
Shredded cheese.
But he was smarter than the motherfuckers from over here. So what did it don't what?
Aim for the mouth.
Yeah, the smartest move was to distract her away from him so he could noodle his way into getting her. Like, noodling somebody is gonna fucking stop an all-powerful witch. What a dumb matchup. Fucking Marvel shit the bed on that scene. They really fucking did.
What that
Just
mouth do?
Dumb scene. Anyway, although his screen time was brief, audiences praised his look, which I agree. He looks like Reed Richards.
Mouth?
The fan art didn't lie. Krasinski is Mr. Fantastic. Rinsed mouth. Right now, the Fantastic Four has no director. John Watts departed. Watts stated he needed a break from superhero fare. Sure, nevertheless, don't be shocked if Watts lands an X-Men film. John Krasinski could direct and star in the Fantastic Four. Granted, rumors persist Bryce Dallas Howard might helmet. It's up in the air. Writer Tom Clancy created Ryan, Alec Baldwin, Harrison Ford, Ben Affleck, the worst iteration of Jack Ryan, and Chris Pine, who wasn't bad, but it wasn't Jack Ryan. Played Ryan.
Chris Pine's always a win, though.
Yeah, he was really good in the film, but it's just not Jack Ryan. It's just, I don't know what that was supposed to be, because he was never an operative. He was the guy that read shit. He worked in an office. The previous incarnations of his character were based on books. The Amazon Prime series is a prequel. Reviews of the show are generally positive. Mostly for the first season. People didn't like the second season. A lot of people wondered why the show stopped in season 2. Well, the pandemic struck. That's right. Blah, blah, blah. We'll just go through that. We haven't heard much about season 3, only that it's finished filming back in October. Now, reportedly, the series will end with season 4. Amazon Prime hasn't streamed the 3rd season yet. Nonetheless, they've canceled the program. Conspiracy? Nah, I don't think so. It's just that's what happened.
So basically, you telling me that the Kevin Pine was like a Kevin Sue and shit?
Oh, Chris Pine?
Yeah, Chris Pine. Yeah, you say he was like a Kevin Sue?
He was just simply he was an operative. They made him an operative, and that's not what Jack Ryan is. Jack Ryan his job was he was an analyst. He worked for the CIA, and in the stories, he didn't get caught up much into the action. It was almost always Clark and Chavez that were in the action.
Oh, so
they were the operatives out there in the field doing shit. And Jack Ryan's job was to feed them information. I love the series. I read all the books, and I'm a big Tom Clancy fan. And my funny thing about Tom Clancy is he also had a ghostwriter that worked with him, because his job was to create it with scenarios. It was the other writer's job to really, because he's not really good at the narrative. Tom Clancy is really good at. It's sort of like he writes like a sit rep, if you know what a sit rep is. It's a report that when I was a soldier, if shit happened, you had to report what happened. That's your situation report. So I would go down the list of everything that happened. That's the way Tom Clancy writes. He creates great scenarios, realistic, believable in his books, and it's scary sometimes. He predicted the use of an airplane being used for a terrorist act, hijacked airplane, to go into the Capitol building way before it actually happened.
Yeah,
and in fact, I wouldn't be surprised if that didn't help inspire those fucking guys.
I mean, John Carpenter did the same thing in Escape from New York.
Yeah, well, they crashed it in New York, but they didn't actually use it as a weapon. It wasn't weaponized. They were crashing it there to take the president hostage. And of course, we bring that up. I'm working on a parody to Escape from New York.
Yeah, that's it was
really good.
It hit the Twin Towers.
Well, in real life, but it did not hit the Twin Towers in Escape from New York. It landed in an open area. And the Twin Towers is where he glides in on that glider and goes down. Back in 1997, which was the future when the movie
what it was. No, what I'm saying is like when you when you look at it, it's the plane was going towards the Twin Towers, and then all of a sudden
in the miniatures that
they cut off communication, and all that. So it looked like it just looked like damn.
I see what you're saying. It looked like that was a target.
Right.
But in the end, by the way, a lot of people don't know this. James Cameron was the visual effects guy on that. He was the one who did the visual effects for Escape from New York there.
That shit just came out on 4K, so still.
Oh my God, it looks so good. Still, any opinion on the Fantastic Four in this news?
With Krasinski, I mean, the further we get away from Multiverse of Madness, I think people will realize that was a terrible introduction to all those characters in the MCU.
Yeah, that was part of that 80%. I mean, that 20% that I didn't like.
Yeah,
80% of that film I liked. 20% I did not like.
Yeah, you have people online like they've been, fan casting Krasinski for years to be.
Yeah, he's up there with
Reed Richards. Yeah, and so you see him and you just like make him the dumbest version of that character. That's not going to age well, right?
Yeah, but it's like him standing there and doing that. And I'm going to take the spoiler down. I'm not going to say what happens.
Yeah,
just huge mistake.
So it's just so now it's like when Mikey's hearing that you're going to see another version, a proper version, 616, MCU version of Reed Richards with the full Fantastic Four. So okay, like let's.
I like how they're doing the Rick and Morty thing and bringing which version it is and giving it a number.
It's gonna be weird going forward. I mean, I think they kind of put themselves. They're writing themselves in like corners they don't need to be in. MCU this phase go down as the worst phase.
So the 616, that's the all new, all different, right?
Well, that's the proper like our Stephen Strange. Like
it's Prime. It is Prime Earth.
Prime Earth, basically 616. According to
which is what they call it in DC, but it's still the same thing. It's
that was in the
Earth
Thor deleted scene. If people didn't catch that in the first Thor film, the Doctor, what's the homeboy's name? He was breaking down the 616 and Earth, so he named the 616 then, which is the comic. Comics we know that 616 are proper Earth as well. So.
I mean, but that's the all new, all different, though, right?
Mm-hmm. Well, no, I mean you're talking about prime, like Gary said. You're talking about Prime Earth. You're talking about the main Marvel that you're following. It's supposed to be 61624. I don't know if they changed that recently, but 616 is supposed to be the main continuity.
It's Earth Prime, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
yeah.
all right.
So they're translating that to the theatrical MCU as well, but it's just a little clunky. Like I said, this phase is gonna go down as the worst MCU phase. Like you're starting with like Eternals and everything you're doing, and you're gonna end with a Black Panther film without Black Panther. That's gonna be weird.
Yeah, it's gonna be weird. I'm probably not gonna watch it. Because look, I know that they were all aware he had cancer and was dying when they hired him. I get that. Then they should have had a plan to recast. In advance, not do some of the goofy shit they're doing. Which again, if they do what I think they're going to do, it's absolutely virtue signaling, and it's not.
T'Challa's too important of a character. I mean, you're talking about Illuminati.
Yeah,
like,
T'Challa it's an important fucking character.
Yeah, so, you don't do a Black Panther film without T'Challa.
They should have let Boseman pick. They should have let him pick who replaced him. And who knows? Maybe he did, and they're just ignoring it. I don't know.
Well, according to them, they're saying there would not be a T'Challa and 616 Marvel, at least for the foreseeable future. And that's ridiculous.
That's shitty. That is shitty. Yeah. 24, your thoughts on Krasinski leaving Ryan and becoming Reed Richards?
Yeah, he should stay.
And we're going to ignore what happened in the other movie.
Yeah, he should stay with Jack Ryan. For as bad as he shit the bed with all this shit, man, he should stay with Jack Ryan. I just would rather see him just go down with that boat and just fuck it. Put another season or two in, let that boat burn, stay your ass with it, steer that ship, be like the captain, go down with the boat. So
you're saying that he should have dodged the bullet of Reed Richards,
man? All right, damn, dog, or at least just show up after this fucking movie, man. But
let me ask you: would you have felt that way if they hadn't fumbled with Reed Richards in the movie?
Dude, they didn't have to kill him. That's the thing, man. They didn't have to do all the shit that they did.
What I want to ask you is, if they hadn't done what they did, just say that.
Right.
Would you be cool with him as Reed Richards?
Yeah.
Then that's your answer, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, my whole reason is that the Reed Richards that got fucking destroyed in 5 minutes.
No, not even that. It took him 1 minute to kill him.
No, I'm just saying, but he was on screen for about 5, and then he got destroyed in 1. So basically, that Reed Richards that we saw in Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness, him and all his peers were smarter than everybody that we've been watching for the last 10 years.
Supposedly.
So no. I'm just saying, like they fucking dog. They did it. They did what these motherfuckers over here couldn't do. The people that we fair. So to see him get obliterated, hell, the one that's gonna come up now, the new Reed Richards, hell, he got no chance in hell, dog. I'm just saying, if the best one did what he did, what the fuck is it? What are we gonna get from this shit? Stop! They knows.
If they couldn't handle that, how are they going to get the other?
They didn't even have.
I get your question,
dude. They didn't even sacrifice all the people to kill him, dog. They killed them. They beat the dog. They beat the stuffing out of this mother dog. Come on, man. He's the one that put Thanos on his ass.
Play-Doh'd him to death. He is the Play-Doh man,
dude.
Yeah, it's okay. I feel your pain.
Nah, he shoved Thanos, stored up his ass. I don't know.
I think they did.
So what do you think? What do you think this new one would?
I don't know, man.
Hey, Jared, what's going on, brother?
Yeah. Fuck you, 24.
Fuck.
So here we are. Jared Leto hints at Morbius sequel. I talked with Andre about this, and look, a lot of us actually enjoyed the film. It wasn't great. It wasn't great by any.
It was enjoyable though.
But it was enjoyable. It was. It was average to good, and I enjoyed the effects weren't always the best, but there was some good stuff in it.
And some Morbius lore, which for comic fans of Morbius, I mean,
I enjoyed that aspect of it. I really did. Yeah. I feel that they because because it is kind of a murder mystery, and they fumbled with that really badly. The reveal of who is the killer was done too soon, and was done in a way that I felt really betrayed the film. That was one of the things. It's like, look, if you're going to create a mystery, make a fucking mystery and make it hard to guess.
Yeah, make it kind of cooler
that are not obvious. Make the audience think. And I felt that they fumbled with that, and that may be because the good stuff ended up in the editing room floor. We also know that this is connected to Andrew Garfield's Spider-Man. Oh wait, no, not was it Andrew? Shit, I forget. No, it's not. It's Tobey Maguire's, because Tobey Maguire's Spider-Man was what was in the alleyway.
Okay,
remember that poster on the wall,
right?
And then it says, he killed or something, and that of course was not in the film. It was only in the trailer.
Part of the stuff that was cut, yeah,
and it's just I was very disappointed by that. Yeah, but in the end, really, it was still enjoyable. I thought, I'm not a Jared Leto fan. I think he's a creep as a person. I think there's something wrong with him.
Yeah, in real life, yeah, I think.
Because I heard all those stories way back when he was with.
He's like an island of women that he's.
Yeah, an island of underage women, girls, groupies that would show up. Yeah. Now, when I say underage, I mean 18, under 18. Hey. Under 18.
Like R. Kelly in this motherfucker.
Right? It's like, look, we know groupies can be young and they want to get nailed by their fucking rock hero,
At least wait till they're 18.
And Jared. What's his band called? 50 Minutes to Mars, whatever the fuck it is.
Yeah, I don't mind the island of women. That's cool, bro. But like, wait till they're 18.
But they need to be legal. And I heard rumors way back when he was on George Lopez's talk show. That's how far back. And
reading them.
So
that was a long time ago. Shit.
Yeah, his band performed, and then he came on and did an interview, and I was like, it's okay. The music's okay. It's not great, not something to write home about, but he had groupies, man. And so I've always had problems with Jared Leto because of that. I think he's kind of a scumbag, but he's a good actor. So this is where again I've got to separate the artist from the art.
Yep.
And his performances as the Joker, not bad. I like that. I didn't like the scene in the dance club. That was my only problem with that scene, or that movie was that scene.
Well, that was chopped to hell too.
Yeah, but I want to see the Snyder cut, the Ayer cut.
I heard that shit coming. I can't wait.
I want to see the full version of the Joker that he shot. I want to see it.
Ooh, gangster Joker! I can't wait.
He nailed it. Man, he nailed playing Morbius. He nailed it. He was very good.
Joker. Shit, grilled up, tatted up.
He says a totally different film. When you see the Ayer cut, he's like, it's totally different from what you saw.
Oh yeah. Now Edwin Francisco wrote this article, and he's talking about, of course, the potential sequel. Now we know the movie. I don't think it's going to bomb in the end. I think that once it hits video on demand and all that shit, that it's going to make its money. It'll make its money. My problem is the studio system still hides those numbers from us. I think that it should be included in the box office, and that they do this. This is how movie studios work, like the mafia. They have two sets of books: the books from the box office, and then the books for what they get from other stuff, other forms of media and licensing and shit like that, and merchandise. And they will still say, Sony still says Men in Black 1 was not profitable.
That's weird.
It's a lie.
It's
an absolute fucking lie. Yeah, why so many sequels if it's not profitable?
That's weird. That is really weird to hear that.
And it's not the only movie. It happens all the fucking time in Hollywood. So, but Morbius will make its money back. So I think that doing a sequel is a good idea. Morbius is the second spinoff from Spider-Man, the Rogues Gallery. And of course, it's in the movie. If you watch the post-credit scene, the first mention of the Sinister Six is right there at the end of this movie. And Avi Arad has been trying to get this done for a long time. God, he's an asshole. I fucking hate Avi Arad. But I will tell you, if not for Avi Arad and what's her name, Schuller,
Pascal.
no, X-Men. Oh my God, the producer, female producer of the X-Men films, Schuller, or whatever her name is, the director of Superman's wife, Superman the movie. She and Avi Arad are the people who educated Kevin Feige. That's where he got his training to do what he does. And if it wasn't for the training from them, we wouldn't have got the MCU and Kevin Feige doing what he did. And Schuller, whatever her name is, in the X-Men. I'll probably do a little letter over, put her name in because I'll look it up. But anyway, she was the executive that didn't want the comics associated with the X-Men. She wanted it to be non-comic related, which was a huge mistake. Her husband wouldn't have done that, even though he shadow directed a lot of stuff for the X-Men. But Jared Leto getting a sequel, I think this is interesting. And it should get a sequel. I think it was a good enough film. And it will make its money back. So
shit.
Here we go. And Adria Arjona, who played Martine Bancroft, said it adds a bunch of question marks to her future. So I'm excited to see where Martine will go
just like the
now
comics,
that she has turned. So I'm sure Michael Morbius will be one that will keep returning. So hopefully it opens up a new world, which will continue in multiple films.
Well, they set up her character just like in the comic as basically a female Morbius. So
you mean a little bit of bait and switch that Marvel does, where you find out that it's not really about Morbius?
No, it didn't do that. No, actually, hey, this film actually didn't do that, right? So
no, I know because I enjoyed the film.
They gave her the proper origin. I mean, as much as they could on the live action. So I want to see what they do with his story. Yeah, because he's going to fight her next. That's really what's going to have to happen next.
So what do you guys think? Let's hear it.
Yeah, more
sequel
Morbius.
to Morbius. Both of you have seen it,
right? I've seen it. I mean, it's a low enough budget. I think it only spent like 30 to 50 million on the film,
which is where budget should be on film.
Yeah, you keep that low budget. You don't got to have all these extra, cameos and stuff. Like just do a Morbius story. I think they could do it. They could squeeze a sequel out of this. I think
24.
Yeah, they can come with a sequel. I just think that the way they marketed this movie to, people thought they were going to see Michael Keaton. They thought they were going to see, certain things in this movie. And for whatever reason, things were cut, things were held back, whatever. People at this point called the movie, they're talking about like if the movie's full of shit because of what they saw, what it was promised to deliver, and what they didn't see with the end product.
Well, in the end, you do see Michael Keaton. He does make an appearance physically because he shifts from one Earth to another Earth. And he ends up in the same cell, but on another Earth. And where he's let out. He gets free. And then we see him in full garb, which I don't know if that's Michael Keaton in the costume, but it is his voice at the end when he approaches Morbius. Oh, I guess I should do this. Hold on. Spoiler alert! But he does approach Morbius at the end and say, "Hey, man, we should get together. You and some other guys I know." So there you go. Spoiler.
So yeah, we'll see what happens with that. I mean,
we'll
Sony definitely wants to do
but he is not in the film until he's the post-credit scene.
Post-credit, yeah.
He's at the end.
Right.
But it's in the end, it's your villain in the film. I'm not going to reveal who it is. I thought it was a lame reveal. I thought it was very lame. I knew it was him. I think that they didn't take the time to. And this is my problem with Hollywood writing today. Like the Batman. in particular. It's like somebody told me, yeah, great detective aspects to it. I said, really? Describe it to me, because I didn't see any detective work in that film. None whatsoever.
Yeah, not the real shit that you would actually see Batman really
doing.
You know, like when you saw Batman do real detective work that he's known for in his comic books, that kind of detective work was really distinguished and drawn by the likes of like Neil Adams.
Yeah.
Another one.
Neil Adams is the one I followed.
It's another one. I fucked up because I even have his autograph next to me in a box. But there's a lot of there was I ain't gonna say a lot. There was a few artists and writers that actually cared about that part of Batman that made him to be what he was. And I'll be honest, in towards what you see in the last maybe 20 years of Batman, he doesn't do that as much.
No, he's an action character rather than
right. Exactly. And the thing is, it's like to see that part of Batman shows the intelligence of what he is. That's the thing. Batman is built from so many, like from detective work to martial arts, like knowing how to like pick apart any situation with like knowledge and like wisdom and scientific methods and just common sense. And he can see around so much shit or through so many things before a lot of people can, and to show the uniqueness of who Batman is and what makes him tick, and to know that he's driven to the point where it might look like it's insanity, but you best believe he's well in the fucking driver's seat of what drives him, other than thinking that he's
a Batman.
Yeah, a guy driven, to a psychotic, it would have to take a psychopath to be the kind of person that Batman is, not necessarily.
And I do want to point out that there is a connection in our heads that, for me, Morbius reminds me of Langstrom as Man-Bat. It's one of the things that I was like, oh wow, you have a character.
Right. He does kind of remind. And it's funny you say that. I never. He does remind me of a form of like a version of Man-Bat. It's like he's important.
They come about for the same reason, experimenting with bat DNA.
Right. Exactly.
There you go. So, but I will say this before we close and move on to the next thing. I do want to say my favorite moment was a joke in the film that I don't think the director was even aware was a joke when he wrote it. But it's funny as fuck, because we're in the jail and there's Batman looking at Gordon, and he whispers, "Who's the guy with the mustache and the broken nose?" And then you see Gordon turn and look, and we see another character, and then he turns back, and Bruce Wayne punches him right in the fucking nose, breaking his nose. And he's got a mustache. And I thought that was so fucking. And I think I'm the only person that laughed in the theater when it happened, because it was just
one of the dumbest
that's a great fucking joke. It is dumb. It's dumb as fuck. There's no detective work done. No. They don't get to a single fucking clue until the third act. We've gone through 2 hours before they get to a clue that they talk together about. I don't even.
But thankfully, the Riddler, I'm
going to get mad again.
I'm going to say the Riddler, thankfully guided them to each step of the way. Thank you, villain, for helping us.
Again, the best part of that whole movie was Oswald, the Penguin.
Oh yeah, Colin Farrell was awesome.
I loved how he showed how stupid they really were as detectives.
Yeah.
When it's like, what's your bad Spanish? That's Spanish 101. Come on.
You fucking idiot.
Yeah, and it's like they're fucking idiots. They're buffoons.
Yes.
And I hated that. I hated that about the movie. And I didn't think Catwoman at her size could fucking fight anybody. Fucking a man spit on her, she would get fucked up. by the spit. So there we go.
So you guys like the Zodiac Riddler?
Oh Jesus.
Oh,
yeah, it's like I said, look, all he did was make an amalgamation of the Zodiac and Seven.
Yeah, the Zodiac Riddler with bondage. Really he has the fucking mask with the zipper mouth. Not just
what he tried to do, it's what he did. It's an amalgamation and not very well done. Hey, it's Batman. Hey, it's Batman. Penguin,
let me in the door.
Can you let me in?
I can't break in anyway at all. Like, what the fuck? You're Batman.
Yeah.
All right, moving on. Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange 2 originally had an R rating for violence. And this is by Edwin Francisco and Mikey Sutton, editor-in-chief owner of Geekosity magazine. So here we go. Originally, Sam Raimi's Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness had R-rated violence. Sources reveal that Sam Raimi toned down the film. It's no surprise that Disney would keep it at a PG-13. I think a huge fucking mistake. Why Marvel Studios won't turn Deadpool 3 into a PG-13 fare, that's different. Deadpool 3 won't have a massive budget. Doctor Strange in the Multiverse of Madness was expensive. So I get why they did it, but I would really like to see an R-rated version of this film.
To be real, if they really wanted their fucking money back for all the money that they claim they spent on making this shit, they'd release that other cut too. They'd sit there and release this first cut as a theatrical cut, let it run, run it on Disney Plus, let it make all his money, and then boom, for all you diehard fans that really want it, you love Doctor Strange, you want this shit, this is this ain't show it to your kids, you have to come buy this. Boom, the R-rated Sam Raimi's cut or whatever the fuck. And
I think they should do a double release, one that's the unrated or R-rated version, because they've done that with films in the past. Right. There are two versions, actually two of my favorite films. Two versions of Josie and the Pussycats, and which is absolutely, I love that fucking movie. Two was Saving Silverman. And I love
Saving
it
Silverman.
When they
Yeah. That
Saving Silverman has fucking. I mean, it's funny even in the PG version, PG-13 version, but the R-rated version has two of the best scenes in it. As with Josie and the Pussycats, like when she's standing out at the very front, and you know immediately which version you're watching. When she holds up her sign, when Melody holds up the sign, it says "Honk if you love pussy."
Yup, I like that shit.
And then she steps out from behind the pole and it says Pussycats. That is not in the PG-13 version. It's only in the unrated and or R-rated version. I like the idea of this having an R-rated version. I want to see. Now, we're never going to see the first cut of this film.
Well, before the reshoots, you'll never see.
We'll never see it. That's going to be put into a vault. Never to be seen by human eyes ever again. Which breaks my heart because I'm curious what his first version was, his first cut.
But I think without this Illuminati bullshit, I think that's what Raimi was trying to do without this stupid Earth 838 scene. And I think they forced on the reshoots, they forced this on Raimi. Marvel.
This is, and the way I referred to this when we first started talking about this, when we heard about reshoots, was that this is Kevin Feige and Disney interfering, meddling with the film, pulling a Sony/Warner Brothers, meddling with the fucking film.
Well, think about it.
Because we knew there was nothing wrong with Sam Raimi's film. There's no fucking way he turned in a bad film. That's horseshit. We knew, and we talked about it, all of us talked about the fact that these reshoots, when you hear Marvel call for reshoots, this isn't about quality. This has to do with having changes.
They want to add shit and according to report, and I'll treat that as rumor, but they redid again what's being reported most of the movie. So I'm thinking the first act was all Raimi. After that, that's Feige, that's Marvel.
Yeah, because you can feel the shift in tone. Because as a Sam Raimi fan,
perfect.
As a Sam Raimi fan, I feel when Sam Raimi is directing. It is something that you physically feel when you're watching the film, because Sam has a very specific way of doing scenes. He cuts them, shoots them a very specific way, his own way. And he has his little nuanced things that he does in his films that are kind of cliche, but at the same time, we look for him. We love him. His sudden zoom ins, I love that. But there are tonal changes in the film that happen. And I remember when I was watching it, I pointed out to Deanna, I'm like, yeah, this is not Sam Raimi here. This is something else.
Yeah. And you got to think when No Way Home was coming out around the time of these reshoots. So Feige,
No Way Home absolutely caused these changes.
Yeah.
There was a shift in the paradigm.
Yeah, I think that was very clear why they shoved, a bullshit Krasinski scene.
Yeah, it was the popularity of No Way Home too. When No Way Home hit big right off the bat, that was when Marvel and Kevin Feige went in full gear, crazy mode. We got to add shit.
I think it was the buzz. I don't mean to correct you, Gary. It was the buzz leading up to No Way Home because we all knew Garfield and Maguire was going to be in it, right? Like leading up to the film. That's when they called for the reshoot. It's like, people are buzzing of these cameos, and
of course it deals with the multiverse. So
right, that's when they made these changes. Yeah, crazy.
And one thing I still do like about it is that this was coming. It was going to happen. Doctor Strange didn't cause this. Doctor Strange just simply pulled the Band-Aid off of a wound that needed to leak in order to heal. And in the end, I it's like Strange isn't the reason it happened. He didn't cause it.
But he getting blamed like he is, huh?
Yeah, he gets blamed for it. But the fact is, the tear in the multiverse was already there, and all they did is they made it bigger and opened it wider, and it was inevitable. It was going to happen. So, but I got to be honest, not a big fan of Multiverse of Madness. I enjoyed it. 80% of it I thought was good. 20% of it was bad. But Keith and I had the same score on this. We gave it a 6.5 out of 10. But because that math doesn't add up to 80% and 20. And I said, but what you don't think about is how that 20% affected some of the scenes in that 80%. And it ruined some of the scenes. So that drops that score from 80 to, an 8 to a 6.5 on the Richter scale. So, but I think we're pretty much all in agreement. We're all simpatico about Multiverse of Madness.
Oh man, this phase. I mean, I'm just saying, She-Hulk.
Well, phase 4
probably a future show would do on She-Hulk.
I'm so glad when I heard you say, repeat me. I caught you when you repeated me about Feige shit in the bed.
Yeah. I think all of us are on board with that now. Because at first I thought Gary was just being like just a cranky, old
man.
but I was like, no, I agree with this cranky man. This phase is not landing. It's really not landing. Gary's right. Gary's right on this.
So, but let's move on to something that I think we are all also very simpatico about, and I'm very excited to hear this news. That Charlie Cox's new Daredevil show, to follow Netflix's continuity, and of course our good friend Mikey Sutton, editor-in-chief owner of Geekosity, is absolutely a smart move. Although, if you're going to do some recasting, I'd be okay with it. I love Scott Glenn. I'm a big Scott Glenn fan. Absolutely. He did not the better version, but a version of Man on Fire. Denzel's is the best version, to be honest. But I love the 80s version, which had Joe Pesci in it, by the way, if you've never seen it. And Scott Glenn played the main character, Creasy. But he, as Stick, is not comic accurate for me, not even close. Stick was a small Asian man. And I wanted a small Asian man, blind.
Yeah, they totally,
And I think they fucked up with that. It's like, and this is funny, as much as virtue signaling as all of them do, they race swapped the fucking Asian guy for a good actor,
of all things. But to all things, you race swap anything to a white man, that's just a death sentence. There should have been.
But nobody said anything. Nobody cared. And that's because
he's such
I don't think
actor.
any of these people knew Stick was an Asian in the comics.
But he's such a good actor. I don't think no one cared, actually.
I'm looking forward to there being a comic accurate costume for Charlie Cox. Charlie Cox knocked it out of the park as Matt Murdock. Absolutely. In fact, the kid playing Foggy, knocked it out of the fucking park.
Oh, Karen Page was wonderful too. I mean, the whole cast was.
She's
wonderful.
okay. No, I'm kidding. I love her. She's awesome.
awesome.
But I'm looking forward to this. And so let's read what Mikey said here before we go into it any further. Cox's new Daredevil series takes place after the Netflix series. I initially broke the Charlie Cox return as Daredevil, and that was, of course, on your show, wasn't it? Or was it a... Nope. It was on...
No, it was on his website, I believe.
Yeah. Charlie Cox's return as Daredevil on September 15, 2019. And of course, we knew it was going to happen too. Keith and I were talking about it. It's like, look, it's going to happen, but you got to let the contracts run.
Yep. That's
and
all.
Once those contracts are done, Disney Marvel will do the smart thing because they had these shows had a big following, except for Iron Fist. Anyway, some believe that Marvel Studios president Kevin Feige despised Jeff Loeb's Netflix shows. That's not true. He just despised Jeff Loeb. Yeah, therefore, they circulated bogus information about their future. Disinformation. They weren't scoops, rather. It was all speculative on their part, very much. It was like, we're going to put a bunch of guesses up on. We're going to write some stuff down on Post notes, put them on a corkboard, and throw darts at it.
All right.
And that's what we're going with, whatever it lands on. It's like Giant Robot does that, and so does We Got This Covered, and make up shit. Absolute garbage. The only time they ever hit it is when they take one of Mikey's stories. And they're geniuses, though, at marketing, man. They really are. They will take one fucking scoop and break it up to 3 or 4 fucking articles.
Yep. They get
break it down and make money. It's all about money, man. Once insiders told me Feige wanted Charlie Cox and Vincent D'Onofrio back, I quickly reported that was nearly 3 years ago. Yep. Charlie Cox made his MCU debut in Spider-Man, No Way Home. Then D'Onofrio appeared in Hawkeye, that bait and switch show that was supposed to be about Hawkeye, but it was really about a girl.
Well, the other Hawkeye, Gary.
She's not Hawkeye, but she is cute. I like Haley. I really do like her.
Oh, yeah.
But I thought that was shitty because we should have got a backstory on him. We never got a I don't think that show treated him very well at all.
Passing the baton. That's all he was there for.
Shouldn't have done that. Shouldn't have done it that way. They should have shown him as more of a character and see some of his backstory. And you didn't get it. We didn't get it. Variety has now revealed Disney Plus is developing the new Daredevil program. That scares me a little bit, I got to be honest. Another scoop confirmed, however, there's a twist. There's a twist. Wait a minute. There's a twist. What could that mean?
But wait!
A twist of lemon.
There's more!
That's funny seeing the scare white girl. Go ahead.
Black dude scare white girls. That's funny shit. Matt Corman and Chris Ford have been tapped to write and exec produce a series that will be notable for being the first of the Netflix Marvel shows to get a new but continued series, sources tell The Hollywood Reporter. Unless there's a misunderstanding, continued series says it all. In other words, Netflix's Daredevil literally jumps to Disney Plus. Well, why bother to buy it and put it on Disney?
It makes more sense now, right? To get those seasons.
I mean, the minute they did that, what did I say? I said clearly they're fucking
canon,
wanting to continue it. That it's not canon. So, but with the new parental lock, Disney Plus grabbed every Defenders series. The profanity, sex, and gore are intact. Though I've heard they've done some editing on some other stuff, at least they left this shit alone.
Yeah.
Throughout the years, I've updated progress on Daredevil because he's also because Mikey and I have talked about this. Daredevil is absolutely my favorite of all time Marvel character. Absolutely my favorite, followed by Spider-Man and Punisher, and then Wolverine, and in that order. So, secondly, Marvel Studios plans to recast Bullseye and Elektra. That's sad. I liked Elektra. Keep in mind, they changed actors for War Machine and the Hulk. My hope is with this one that it is Jason Statham because he's perfect. Still, they kept the continuity. If Disney Plus Daredevil picks up where the Netflix left off, it could be the same. In any case, it'd make sense for Disney Plus Daredevil to maintain the status quo. Indeed, that'd make the Netflix library they own already canon, which is what you just said. On the other hand, it's not official yet. Nevertheless, the man without fear is truly back, and so is Charlie Cox as the perfect Daredevil. I love the way Mikey writes. I really do. He writes a really good article. That's the way you write an article right there. I think Sil Abdul's pretty good too. He's okay.
Pretty good. I think I'm pretty good.
Did you write anything this week?
No, I'm very picky. I'm a very, I have an autistic approach.
Autistic?
Autistic.
Damn.
I'm very selective,
Yeah, Judge Wapner. Yeah, Judge Wapner. Did you fart in the phone booth?
Shit.
Yeah, I farted. Yeah.
But Daredevil's awesome. Just to break up that joke. Daredevil.
Just so you know, I am on the spectrum, so I can make that joke.
Daredevil. Obviously, we knew this was coming, Gary, with about 3 years now. I think talking with Mikey, he knew this in 2019 that this was coming. So it's all coming together. The only question was, are they going to neuter Daredevil? If they're really continuing what they did with Netflix, then I guess we're getting, a real continuation. So it's all good.
Fuck yeah. Before you go, I just do want to bring this one up because I know we got to end the show here. But I want to bring it up really quickly. Is Scarlett Johansson eyed for Star Wars project? This is by Edwin Francisco. I'm not going to read the article, but I don't care. I want to watch it. I was not a big fan of ScarJo. I really wasn't when she first started. She was cute in 8-Legged Freaks, but I just didn't think much of her. I didn't like her in the Black Dahlia.
No,
I thought she was off-putting in the role. But then she fucking took on the mantle of Black Widow. Holy fucking shit! And suddenly, I started dreaming about her all the time, and I'm like, oh my god,
I'm a fan of all the ass shots, that they're showing of her.
My man,
she's drop dead sexy.
There you go.
She is drop dead sexy.
It was like extra ass shots in Black Widow. If y'all, if you know, you know.
Hell yeah,
I'm a fan.
Yeah, big fan, and she nailed the character. To be honest with you, she made the character likable, scary at moments. Her opening scene with before the Hulk, where she had to go deal with the Hulk. I fucking love that scene where she's being questioned, and then you find out she's actually the one doing the interrogating.
Yeah.
Fucking,
she plays it well though,
and she's badass, man. I believed her kicking that dude's ass.
With skill, right? She didn't use brute force.
And I know a stunt double did a lot of the stuff, but she did learn a lot of the moves, and I like that. And I like Scarlett Johansson for wanting to do a lot of her own stunts. But look, I don't know what they're going to do with her on there. I don't want to get in depth into it. We can do that another time. Hopefully when more of the story comes loose. But we'll end this episode on, Scarlett Johansson is hot. Do we all agree?
We agree. We all agree on that one.
Yep. All right. So in other words, yo, man, this shit's cool.
Yeah, you know it.
I love doing my impression of 24/7 right in front of 24/7. I did it during the show, and somebody made the joke because Keith came on. I went, "Yo, man, what's up?" And somebody wrote in the chat and says, "Why does Gary's black guy voice sound better than Keith's?"
Hilarious.
Hilarious. Because I'm doing 24/7. That was like one of the many times I brought you up during the show. I missed you guys for my birthday bash. Wished you guys could have been there. That was a lot of fun.
Yeah, you didn't let nobody know, man. It was a surprise birthday bash.
I sent invites. I thought I sent you invites, but anyway, if I didn't, I apologize. I wasn't in charge. Steven was.
Steven's fault.
Fuck yeah.
Blame Steven. Fuck Steven. Fat Steven Seagal. No, I love that guy. He's my buddy.
I love him too.
But I want to thank you guys for being here. Great episode. I really wish we could have had Keith and Arwen here, but internet problems. And look, it plagued me too. I got hit with a storm that took.
Yeah, actually, I hit earlier.
4 hours. I get it, man. And so you've had the same problem. 24.
Yeah, I've had issues.
So, and Keith, of course, is babysitting, so it's awesome. He's getting to do
no excuse.
No excuse. Should have been here with the baby.
Yeah.
But that is the Scoop Zone this week. I want to thank my co-host Sil Abdul and 24/7 Fusion Media. again, our mismatched Oreo sandwich cookie.
We don't want to. No one wants to see that. No.
You guys are my brothers. I love you guys. This is a great show. I always look forward to this every week, man.
Yes.
We will see you guys next week, and that is the end. Get out of here.
Hey guys, thanks for watching Pop Culture Minefield. If you've enjoyed the show, please make sure to like, subscribe, and don't forget to click the bell icon for updates on our shows and channel. Also, please leave a comment, and we'd like to know what you thought of the episode, as well as letting us know if there's something you'd like us to cover in a future episode. Don't forget that you can become a member of Pop Culture Minefield now. Make sure to visit our membership page and merch store at popcultureminefield.com. You can always find Pop Culture Minefield on Twitter, Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, and Twitch.
Like 45 minutes
Placement here. I'm just gonna do this. I swear to God, I'm gonna use that on Saturday morning.
Yo, that shit is gangster. I like that shit.
Yeah, and Tom from Midnight's Edge, I'll do it again, came up with the slug line is Tom from Midnight's Edge. That's the way the cookie crumbles. I fucking love Tom. Hey guys, welcome to another episode of what is our show? Fuck, let me do that again.
Scoop Zone.
Boop, 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 boop. Hey guys,
one more
welcome
black
to yeah. Well, I wish I could get. Hold on, let me do it this way. Hold on. It's an Oreo. All right,
a terrible Oreo.
It's bitter.
You don't want that cream filling.
Shit. Man.
All right. Serious again. Let me do this video one more time.
Yeah, shit.
Hey guys, welcome to another episode of The Scoop Zone, featuring stories, rumors, and news from Geekosity magazine by Mikey Sutton. That's my.
You talking about Papa full of cheese whiz, right?
Right, exactly. Oops, pulled my headset. God damn it. I swear to God, I would like to get a fucking opening when that doesn't go wrong. I'm going to do it one more fucking time.
Thank you.